Hi guys, Jean Riget from Denmark. Um, I want to share an experience I had tonight um, because this is something I know that many of you actually will agree with. Um, I'm a spiritual guide. I've been working as a spiritual guide for 25 years. Um, if you want to read my story, it's everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, my homepage. Um, I don't have I don't respect and I don't accept religion um, because what I experience over and over again, and I'm gonna talk about what happened to me tonight, um, because this is not a one-time experience. This is an experience I have every time I meet a religious person that suddenly hears me say that I work as a spiritual guide. They always have one question. And the first thing they ask me, and this is everybody I have met the last 25 years, is the same question religious people ask me: what is God? That is the first question I'm being asked every time. And I always tell people that I'm a mystic. The definition of a mystic is a person who is madly in love with God, not the debate about God, who God is, what God is, but in um, how God works in my life and how I can serve God. I'm madly in love with what God can do for me, not the debate about what it is or who it is. And I think it's horrible that that people that call themselves religious, they can behave in such a immoral, respectless way. Uh, I I told this person that I'm a mystic and this is what a mystic is, and then he said, "Yeah, but what is God?" And I said, "Okay, let me refer what I'm saying. I do not want to talk about what God is, because that's where all the wars start. That's why the world is so fucked up when it comes to religion, because all religions are fighting about my God is better than yours, and they're fighting about what is God." And in my opinion, as a God-loving person, it's not important what God is. What is important is what God does for me and what I does, how I serve God, unselfish. Um, and I think the conversation lasted half an hour or something, and I'm very true to my how I feel, the energy. And when I feel sense that the energy is centristic. What is it called? It's all in the ego. I want, I need, I'm entitled to explain this, explain that. Um, I try to back out of that conversation and politely say that I don't have the need to understand those things. It is actually when you let go of the need of understanding why things happen, it's gonna make you a very free person. Um, there are many things we cannot explain, many things. But and I said to him, I'll answer it very very simple, but I don't want to argue about it. Love, God is love. That's one word that covers it all. Love. And if you want to put some subcategories underneath that, That's mutual respect, self-esteem, conscious, ethic, morals, aesthetic, doing what's right, behave, consciousness. It's all the virtues that I think humans has forgotten. And this is what I talk with my clients about. Every time I have a client, I listen to them, and I would say all of them talk about all their wounds, how much pain they're in, how much confusion, frustration, how much they don't understand this and that, and what they need to do, and blah, blah, blah. And then after a short while, I tell these people, I stop them in their blah, 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 woonology. I stop them and I say, you know what? I'm educated shrink. I can put on my cap and be a shrink. And you can use me as an emotional garbage can. And it'll cost you $100 per hour. Or I can take the cap off as a shrink, and I can take the spiritual guide cap on, and we can talk about all the things that you need to change to start healing. Self-reflection, being true to yourself, admitting to your inner demons, character defects, the things that you don't love about yourself. And in these 25 years, I have a journal of how many clients I have. I had about 40,000 in 25 years. None of them, not one of my clients have went down the road where they have to pay $100 per hour. They all go down the path where we talk spirituality, where we talk about what needs to be changed to actually start healing. But back to the subject. I'm sitting trying to remember what happened in the conversation. And I remember every time I asked him a question that he didn't want to answer, he just talked about something else. And one of my questions were, why do you think the whole world hates religion so much? He didn't want to answer that. He wanted me to prove that God exists. And I said, you know what? I don't need proof. I can feel it. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my energy. And then I explained to him what God's grace was. And I said, you know what? When you have this feeling where your hair is standing up on your arm and in your neck, and you're sitting there, ooh, ooh, and you get this emotion where before I became spiritual, I was thinking, if I could buy that emotion on cans, I would buy all the cans. That's how great that feeling is. It's better than any drug in the world. That's God's grace. And to paint a picture in your head, not that God is sitting in the sky, but this is what I'm going to paint. If God sends you grace, it's because that loving energy, that universal master, is very proud of what you do, what you think, or what you're about to do. He's like pouring grace into you to guide you and tell you you are on the right path. Keep going. I'm proud of you. This is what guides me 100% in my life. I have reached a point in my life where I can ask questions, and the question will be answered with God's grace flowing to me or not. That's like yes and no. Because we all have to understand God is not a voice coming out of a speaker. God speaks to us through pictures, through articles, through videos, through music, through nature, through another person, your parents, your friends, your loved ones, yourself, your thoughts, your instincts, your intuition. Intuition is the truth delivered to you in a split second. And one of my slogans where I say, if you can't handle truth, you can't handle intuition. Because intuition is the truth delivered to you in a split second. I feel so emotionally raped when I've been in contact with a religious person that consciously, emotionally rapes me, tries to rape me, by like complicating things with illusions. It's a tough job for me to stay in my harmony, to stay in my love core, to stay in my connection to God, to be guided when I talk to a person like that. Because and another thing, every time I was finished saying something, he started every sentence with no, and then blah 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 blah. And when you have done that 5, 10 times, I said to him, have you actually realized that every time I finish telling you this, the universal truth, not my truth, the universal truth, you start your sentence with no. No, he didn't. I said, no, now you did it again. But there, in my opinion, people that are Bible writers, I think American people calls people that are super religious, that has the Bible and that's that. The truth is the Bible. And I'm like, no, 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 no. The Bible is a great story. There is a lot of misinterpretations and lies in the Bible, and it's been rewritten again and again and again. And a lot of religious people would tell me it's God's words. And I said, no, it's not. It is a human who had an experience with God that scribbled it down on paper what he experienced. God doesn't write books. Sorry. So, yeah. I know it's been a long, 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 long time since I've made a video. And I'll be honest as I am and explain to you why. Because to say it very short, I've not been in the mood. I've not been cool, calm, and collected. No, I have not been. To you that have been following from me for many years, I met this girl from America who's a teenager, and I tried to. I actually helped her a lot. She was. Her lifestyle was slow suicide, to say it at least. All the things she did, selling her body, doing drugs and alcohol, and yeah, it was a long story. But for 3, 4 years, I I forgot my life because I wanted to save her, because I wanted to help her develop into the best version of herself. She is the kind of person who, and I don't want to talk bad about her because she is a wonderful person, but she's just so lost, a lost soul in all her illusions. All the cultural inherence, all the family inherence, and I lost myself, my way, my harmony, my integrity. There's a lot of things I strayed away from in those years, and this is I ended it 1.5 year ago. And it has taken me 1.5 year to like pull myself together, to shake off this codependent thing that it turned out to be. And I realized all too late that you cannot help a person that do not want to help themselves. I don't want to talk about the person because that's not the point. That's irrelevant. The relevance in this is that is the reason that I have not been online for so long. And this experience tonight just light my flame again. Um, in that conversation with this religious guy from Sweden, he asked me. I I stopped him in that he wanted to know what God was, and I said, you know what? I'm much more interested in how do you serve God, and God, how does God serve you? Which footprints do you leave on the earth that benefits others? He couldn't answer that. He started talking about he wanted to be a good person and he wanted to have respect, and he tried, but he was so much off path, so much, so many illusions were controlling him, so much darkness was controlling him. And every time I ask people a very serious, divine, sacred question, I always end up by saying, I will allow myself to answer that question. And my answer to that question is, I want to, in the last 25 years, I have given my life to God and said, your will happening, not mine. I've been very unselfish. I've been very giving. I don't take any money for my spiritual guidance. If I have any kind of talk that leads this person into changing themselves into becoming a better version of themselves through the understanding of what they need to change, I have never asked for money. Never. Because ethically and morally, I will not be able to like and love myself and have respect for myself if I took money for God working through me. And this is a debate I have with all the clairvoyants, all the healers, all the whatever you call them, singing bowl. We are living in a time where codependency is blooming like crazy. Everybody that gets this feeling of I want to help people, I feel so bad about this is definitely the case with most people that is not rescued themselves yet. They want to rescue somebody, they want to help somebody, and they try to do it through however they can, and they take money for it. The problem is, this is like, if I want to paint a picture in your head, if you take a candle and you light it in both ends, this candle is going to meet in the middle and there's no more candle. This is how a person like that lives his life. They don't understand their sacred consequences to their actions, and they don't understand that they burn out. They can actually not help the people because they've not helped themselves. And that is what happened to me when I met this girl and I lost myself in the codependency that I found myself in again. When I die and my soul, I don't know what happens when you die, but I imagine that you come up to your soul group and God, and they only have one question. Which footprints have you put on earth that benefits others? What are you proud of you've done in your life? And if you cannot answer that question with pride, then I'm pretty sure that both the soul group and God will say, you didn't learn anything. Here, you go down, you reincarnate again, and you have the exactly same life. You didn't learn anything. And I think the hardest part of being this servant to God and want to be the best version of myself, I think the hardest part is to be a part of a world that's so screwed up. Have to talk with different people and listen to their, sorry for my language, all their bullshit, all their cruelty, all their low self-esteem, all their no conscience, all the thing that comes out their mouth that is totally bad energy, that is just ruining anything that's love and good. It's very hard. Um, the best defense I have against all these people that I meet is saying nothing. And I struggle with that because I, I grab myself in telling people, okay, you're really struggling with your self-esteem, huh? And say, why? Say, because you behave like you do. If you had a self-esteem, self-respect, and you know what ethic and moral was, you will not be able to behave bad. But the problem is when I explain to people the fundamental virtues of being a human, they don't understand it. Even if I explain it in different ways, with different angles, with different words, they still don't understand it. So this is what I say to very often to many people when they ask for an explanation, and they say, could you please explain it to me? And I said, you know what, even if I explained it to you in 3 different ways, I'm pretty sure you won't understand, because you're not ready. I think you can choose to be ready. Swallow your ego, swallow your demons, love your demons until they are not controlling your life anymore. Make a balance of dark and light and good and bad, because we all contain both things. We all have 2 monkeys sitting on our shoulders. One wants to guide you in the divine direction, the other one wants to corrupt you with selfishness, with egoism, with all the what are they called, sloth and all those things that are not good. I can't remember those English words. Pride and I want more, I'm entitled to. That's all these illusions. So yeah. Sorry for getting so far around, guys, but this is how my videos normally end. I start with the subject, sorry, and then I get inspired and I get downloads. I pray that all you people that really wants to change, because like my dear mentor has said so many times, that it is written in our DNA that there comes a time in your life where you had enough and you'll ask yourself that question, there must be another life for me. And when you have reached that point and you ask yourself that question, that is the day that you're ready to give up, to let go and let God, to invite all those things in that you're actually missing. Yeah. I hope you're all looking forward to a spring and a summer. Here in Denmark it's been a really wet, not cold, but windy and wet winter. And the spring is slowly starting, all the flowers is popping up of the earth, and we are reaching temperatures with 2 digits. Here in Denmark we are calculating in Celsius. I know in America it's Fahrenheit. So I can't wait to get out into the garden and spend some more time in nature. And like I say in most of my videos, if after you watch this video or some other videos, if you want to have a talk with me, feel free to contact me either on jeanriget@gmail.com. You can write to me on Facebook Messenger. I have Skype, but I have not used it for a long time. Oh, by the way, I want to address one last thing. I have this profile on Facebook called From Thought to Action, and I have noticed here the last year that more and more people I've never heard of, never, pops up on my reviews and says, I recommend Jean, and then they have a long story about how they can remove spells and blah 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 and lots of illusions and lies. And I was thinking, why? And then I have several people that I follow on YouTube, on Facebook, Prince Ia, for example, or Matt Kahn, or Carolyn Mays, or there's a lot of really, really good people out there we can listen to. We all have different spiritual masters. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go in and look at their reviews. And their reviews are full of this. And I was sitting there praying and asked God, what is this, God? I know it's evil. And I just got an answer straight away that this is evil that is jealous of people that succeed in being unselfish, helping other people to get to their best potential in life, becoming the best version of themselves through their guidance. They wanna, like, how is it my mentor, she says, they want to hurt somebody because they've been hurt themselves, and since they can't be in my life, since they can't get to the people who contacts me, the next best thing they can do is go into those reviews and just commercialize themselves with lies, in the hope of them getting them hooked on them. It's like they have this fishing pole and they throw their line out in all these different popular spiritual guidance people out there in the world with lies in their reviews in the hope of catching somebody so they can ruin their life. And this is what we're up against, people. I have a belief that we are 2% of the whole world population that are struggling and are really sacred and divine people that have devoted their life to God and to helping people unselfish. We're up against 98%, where I'm not saying all 98% is evil, but arrogance as a guys, you know what's good and what's bad. You know what's evil and what's good. You know what's dark and what's light. You know what's up and what's down. You know what's right, what's wrong. I don't think we can argue much about that our public services like politics, government, hospitals, police, politicians are corrupt. So I have to live in the now, because I think it is depressing to look at the world and how destructive it is, both with our nature and with how humans are living and how people are suffering and how there's war there and war there, and as a the best decision I've ever made to get closer to the best version of myself is to stop watching TV, listening to radio, and reading news. Because those three things are pure manipulation. It is pure evil. And all those things want to do is control you through fear. End of story. So when I realized that, and I said to myself, I don't want to be controlled by anything. Anything. And when I realized, okay, these things want to take control of me, I just said, okay, I'm going to stop listening. I'm not going to listen to this shit anymore. I like watching a movie or a series or something on nature shows or Simpsons, but directly turn on the TV like in the old days and sit there and zap through 40 to 400 channels to find something interesting. Waste of time. So I want to wrap up, guys. I don't know how long I've been talking, but I've been talking plenty. I am grateful. I appreciate if you have enjoyed and listened to the whole video. I'm very tired. The time here is 2 a.m. in Denmark. And welcome back, Sean. No. I wish you all the best in the world. I love you all. Feel free to contact me. Jean Riget. Google my name and you'll find me anywhere. I'm the only person in the world with the name Jean Riget. So if you want to figure out who I am, listen to some of my videos, my live streams, watch my pictures, read my slogans, listen to my music, Google my name. You will very quickly get a feeling of who I am. So now I want to say good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. I send you all my love, all my blessings. I wish you the best. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Bless you. Love, share, and care. Peace.